FM News Talk 97.1. On-demand audio.
It's the toughest job in the world. You should be willing to campaign for every vote. You should be willing to debate anytime, anywhere.
Wow, Hillary has changed her tune a little bit since way back in 2008, huh? She's now in a little bit of denial when it comes to the fact that there was supposed to be another Democratic debate scheduled for this month. And, gee, the month is just about over. What's going on around here? What is it, the 25th? She's running out of time. And she seems to be happy about that. Our guest this hour is Jesse Byrnes, who's a staff writer at The Hill. TheHill.com is the website. Jesse, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Hillary's, now that she's leading in the polls, she doesn't seem to want to budge on this next debate with Bernie, does she?
No, her campaign indicated earlier this week that she would not be participating in the debate, and it's something that Sanders as well as Fox have been pushing for ahead of the June 7th primary in California, just a couple weeks away. So this is her campaign said that while she is declining the debate, she would be campaigning heavily in California and turning her focus to Donald Trump, of course, the Republican presumptive nominee. Sanders has gone after her, calling this insulting to Californians that she's not debating, but it doesn't seem like she's going to budge on it. No, it doesn't.
And so here's my question. I know that Fox News had invited them to debate, and I think Sanders took them up on it. Had there been a decision agreed to at some point as to which network would host this May debate?
It was. It didn't seem like there was. A few months ago, it seems like both campaigns had said that they had kind of come to a tentative agreement, at least, for a debate in May. Sanders, of course, his campaign trying to hold Clinton to that agreement, depending on how official it was. And it seems like it's not surprising, of course, that Clinton would not want to be on a debate stage right now with Sanders. She is very close to clinching the nomination as far as delegates goes. She might have to, wait until California in 2 weeks to actually get that key number. But she has really turned all of her focus on Trump and, doesn't want to be on a debate stage having to defend herself from a Democratic rival.
Yeah, we're talking to Jesse Byrnes from The Hill. Jesse, I'm guessing she would also prefer not to have Bernie Sanders, who told people he wished they'd just forget about the damned emails, have to bring up this report from the Solicitor General in the State Department that was just released today. That can't bode well for her.
Well, it certainly, feeds into the Clinton campaign. It reiterates, of course, that she, didn't do anything wrong necessarily as far as laws go. The federal investigation hasn't wrapped up, it seems. But, yeah, the Inspector General for the State Department found that Clinton, as well as previous secretaries of state, didn't follow the proper, record-keeping protocol, and that the Clinton campaign is this is something that all the other secretaries before her did as well, as far as not maintaining that government records. At the same time, yes, she did still kind of go out of her way to create this personal server in her house in New York, and that's something that kind of feeds into the narrative that Trump is going after. He's been going after for weeks or months now. That she lacks judgment, and that Clinton has conceded herself. Maybe it wasn't the best thing to do. And so, this kind of report puts it back in the headlines. It's been dogging her campaign for over a year now.
So I guess my question is, as somebody who covers a lot of folks within the Beltway there, can you be charged with violating the Federal Records Act?
Well, it's the exact charges. We don't know what they would be in terms of the federal investigation. It does seem like, based on kind of all the hints and suggestions coming out of it, and from Clinton allies, that it is focusing on whether she, just did mishandle classified information. So, but at the same time, the Department of Justice would have to go forward with those charges, whatever the exact charges are, and that would, it seems unlikely based on what most experts have indicated, but you can't rule it out.
Yeah, good point. Jesse Byrnes, there with The Hill. You can check him out online at thehill.com. Jesse, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I wonder there. I'm not sure if Jesse understood where I was going with that, but I understand the FBI probe is separate from what they've discovered in this audit at the State Department. My question is, of course she can be charged with releasing classified information in an unsecured manner. We've seen there are plenty of people behind bars for doing that. It seems like I talk to people every day who say to me, I used to work at Boeing, and I was told specifically that if I did something half as bad as what she's done, I would be behind bars right now. But that's not what's happened here. So that's the debate within the FBI. My question deals with the findings of an audit, which by its nature is legal, in the State Department, reaching the conclusion that she violated the Federal Records Act. And I don't know the answer to that. That's the question I was asking Jesse. Maybe when we get Lise Wheel on here, I can I can ask her that question as an attorney. I just don't know. I don't know how they handle that. I thought that was interesting. Don, thanks for listening to the program and thanks for calling in. You're on the air.
Hey, yeah, I changed. I got another thought too. Hillary was a lawmaker, United States Senator. She should know about what makes this country tick. If they make a law, everybody has to abide by it. And if but they're going on the premise now. If one guy was stealing before you, it's okay for you to steal now too.
Yeah, other secretaries of state have done this. Why are you mad at me?
Yeah, okay. That's about all I got to say. You got a good program. I'll be listening. Don,
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a good point. Although it's been pointed out that although she routinely points to Condoleezza Rice, I almost called her Susan Rice, sorry, Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell, with the argument that they both used private email. Well, they didn't use private email the way Hillary Clinton used private email. Hillary Clinton only used private email. The point is that Colin Powell, well, they didn't even have much email when he said he didn't use much email. But if they did use email, it was to email a friend saying, hey, you want to have dinner at 6 o'clock? It wasn't to email Huma Abedin and say, no, let's not share my Clinton email address with the state, because if we do that, they're going to be able to access my personal information. Let's keep all this separate. They've already got 23 or 24 or 25 emails of hers that have been sealed because they contain classified information. Doesn't matter what it said on the top of it. And bear in mind that intent doesn't matter. Intent does not matter if you release classified information. Doesn't matter whether you meant to do it or not. All that matters is that you did it. There is no justice in this government if she gets away with this. And I think maybe we're seeing some cracks around the edges with this report by the State Department. I could be wrong. It's happened on rare occasion. 314-969-9797. Maybe just a little bit of wishful thinking on my part, don't you think? Liz is kind of shrugging her shoulders at me. I don't know. Whatever. It's Wednesday. Is it Friday yet? Funny email today from our friend George, who calls in all the time. A list of Trump's presidential qualifications for those of you who might be on the fence. So listen to this. Here are Trump's presidential qualifications, his silver lining. Obama's against Trump. The media is against Trump. The establishment Democrats are against Trump. The establishment Republicans are against Trump. The Pope is against Trump. The UN is against Trump. The EU is against Trump. China's against Trump. Mexico's against Trump. Soros is against Trump. Black Lives Matter is against Trump. MoveOn.org is against Trump. The Koch brothers are against Trump. Hateful, racist, violent liberals are against Trump. Do you need any other reason to be for him? There's a whole bunch of reasons there. And here are some bonus points that we can add to that list. Cher promises to leave the country if Trump becomes president. Miley Cyrus is going to leave the country if Trump becomes president, as well as Whoopi Goldberg, Rosie O'Donnell, Al Sharpton, and maybe even Governor Brown of California, who promises to build a wall if Trump becomes president. Sounds like Trump is the kind of president we need. Is that Governor Brown actually believing that walls work? Maybe it'll keep all the loonies in California and out of the rest of the country. Let's take a quick break. 314-969-9797. Daryl, I'll get to your phone call when we come back, and we're going to talk to Lise Wheel from Fox News, legal analyst. You see her on the O'Reilly Factor all the time, talking about this Chandra Levy case, and I'll see if she's got any thoughts on this audit from the State Department and whether or not that violates any federal rules. You're listening to the Marc Cox Show. We're back in just a minute.